F1 officials recently confirmed that a new race will be added to the 2021 calendar that will be hosted by Saudi Arabia. This immediately sparked a lot of reactions from the general community due to historical malpractices in Saudi Arabia when it comes to human rights. Many have suggested that the F1 personnel should speak up. Mercedes team principal Toto Wolff, driver Lewis Hamilton, and Red Bull team principal Christian Horner have all now given their opinions on this. I'm your host Dillon Shelley, and first up on Formula World, should Formula 1 go to Saudi Arabia? Toto Wolff has some experience racing in Saudi Arabia as he attended the Formula E race there last year. Wolff gave his impressions of the place based on that. As a visitor, you never know how things are going, but what I saw for myself, and that's all I can say about it, was a great event without segregation where men and women enjoy the sporting event. We have to start somewhere. We have to do everything we can to make the world a better place. We saw that there was a positive discussion around F1 because we are racing all over the world. Lewis Hamilton took a more pragmatic approach. I think it's important to know exactly what the problem is before commenting on it. We have already seen the positive change this year that as a sport we are more committed and starting to support human rights, equality and inclusion. He also mused on the effects F1's various initiatives have had and could have. The fact is that we are currently visiting all of these countries, but we are not producing a positive effect for the long term, even though they are great events. The question is whether we can do that. Can we be a part of exposing such changes and encouraging them to change? Christian Horner pointed out that the onus lies on the organisation to ensure that the right decisions are made. When we register for the championship, we don't decide where to go. We sign up to participate in all races. We trust that the FOM and FIA have done the necessary research and make decisions that are right for the interests of the sport. He signed off by reiterating that F1 should not be a political tool. We are not a political organisation. Sport should not be seen as something political. That's why we trust that they make the right decisions. Fast feed. Christian Horner feels that it is clear they need to find more aerodynamic performance. He added that Mercedes has developed an incredible car this year, but they are not giving up and leaving the two titles with them. Former F1 driver Christian Albers has pointed out how another former F1 driver Robert Dornbos paid $12 million to be able to drive a few races and do some testing with Red Bull. This, he feels, enhances Racing Point's driver Sergio Perez's chance at Red Bull next year. Toto Wolff feels the toll on all the people that are a part of this travelling circus is getting heavier and heavier every single year with the number of races that are added. He further revealed they can't possibly have all the same people travelling to 23 Grand Prix. There will be a core team that unfortunately needs to do it. He also reiterated that finding the right balance between oversaturation and exclusivity is the key question the organisers need to ask themselves. Alan Permain, sports director at Renault, has suggested that future Renault driver Fernando Alonso's ambition hasn't gone at all. Former F1 driver turned commentator Martin Brundle feels that Lewis Hamilton continues to tease and torment with comments regarding his future on the grid next year, although of course he will be there. James Key, technical director at McLaren, is of the opinion that the handicap system for aerodynamic development in Formula 1 from next season is not a bad thing. He further elaborated that some teams have to catch up and that gives them half a chance of doing so. That is good. Key also added that McLaren still have a long to-do list ahead of them until they are where they want to be. Williams' Nicholas Latifi feels that 2019 F2 champion Nick de Vries deserves a chance in Formula 1, but you only have 20 seats and there are a lot of things that need to fall into place. Former F1 driver Mark Shora would have preferred F2 driver Mick Schumacher to make his F1 debut at Alfa Romeo because the Sauber team has a good reputation for developing young drivers. And he also doesn't know how things work at Haas and thinks that it would be better if he had someone next to him from whom he can learn. Perez would certainly be great, or Hulkenberg. Should F1 race in Saudi Arabia? Head over to my community page to vote in the poll and let me know what you think in the comments. And if you like this video, feel free to subscribe and check out my others for all the latest in the world of Formula 1.